we serve you AM Business. And the Executive Director of the Ghana Gold Expo Foundation, Dr. Stephen Ackah, has made an appeal to the government to reduce taxes within the extractive sector. According to him, this is pertinent to supporting players within the sector to expand and create job opportunities for the youth. And he spoke to Joy Businesses, James Ashen, and he's on that beat. Enjoy.
Why would a guy bring gold all the way from Takwa or from, let's say, Obuase to PMMC, to the government, whereby somebody is giving him a good price?
Okay.
Are you getting this now? But if the government says, I'm buying the gold at the spot price, however, I have my agencies in these various areas, so irrespective of the amount of quantity that you have, I'm willing to buy it, and it is clear. I don't think, I don't want to mention other names, but I don't think that person will come and, intensify the pricing by changing the pricing. Because, and it's the main reason why BOG came in as part of the domestic purchase program, to ensure that we don't want you to suffer by giving you a price. So the price you are having allows you to feel that you're also making profit as a miner. You understand? The fair mine is the non-financial incentive that we were expecting, and that could have been the medium term. And because we said after 4 years, that should start. Okay. And what we wanted was, we wanted to see that BOG were providing equipment, financing, were providing data gathering in terms of geological data with the geological survey. This, we've not seen them. We've heard that MEF was doing that. Yeah. And we're much happy to see MEF doing, but later realized that MEF have switched from what they were doing to something different. And to us as policy, we realize that doesn't make sense. Why should MEF be part of domestic purchase program, or good for FX or good for oil? Because the sole responsibility of MEF is to collect our royalties in the mining sector. And most of what they've done, and I think quite ended well by even entering to the salt industry and the other minerals. So we have more than 21 minerals that, they are currently in Ghana. But we're too shocked, and it's because the formalization program was not in place. So the various departments in the mining space were willing to jump onto gold for oil. So you see where the issue is coming from. But if they could have gone by the policy, first, we need due diligence. So being it MEF, being it Bank of Ghana, being it Minerals Commission, PMMC, we need to onboard you into the due diligence and the responsive sourcing program. Then we know that this policy is done. Then we now move to the non-financial incentives. Then, okay, what is PMMC doing? What is Bank of Ghana doing? We realize that it is the sole responsibility, if not so, at least, MEF and BOG could have come together to provide the incentive by providing data gathering and other things. But what MEF was doing was totally different from what BOG was doing. And I can tell you that the only institution that has been part and we are still willing to work was Bank of Ghana, because Bank of Ghana, as stated by the Act, allows them to do so. But the other department were not too comfortable. And I must say that looking forward, there's a new act going to come up. We want to see what they're going to clearly stated. But the operational framework has to be established to allow the full impact of the good for oil.
Now, on the back of that, what do you make of the news out there with the new government saying he intends to review this particular policy? What do you make of it?
Yes, I think it's a good. It's a good point. For now, we can't talk much because they just formed a legal committee to bring out the program in place. Once the legal committee is done with their work and they submit to Parliament for the bill to be passed, that is why I think we can now come in and speak, because by then we can now say, okay, fine, why don't we look at the existing policies that are in place, the things that the previous government did, what you also want to do, and we can now look at. But as I'm saying, we've seen that formalization has been key in the sector and it's still not there, because the major problem that have occurred in the good for oil or in the good for FX has been formalization, because BOG is doing something different, because they are the pioneers, they're allowed to do that. PMMC also want to do something different. how do you call it, MIF is also trying to do something. So at the end of the day, you see that everybody is, I mean, the whole program is scattered. However, if you look at the World Gold Council, it clearly states that the domestic purchase program can be used as an alternative for swapping. It means you can even do gold for fertilizer. You understand? Because you have cocoa board. Cocoa board has syndicated loan available. So why don't you use some of the gold to collaborate with, I mean, cocoa board, and instead of bringing fertilizer, you can even pay, because most of the fertilizer come from Dubai. Okay. You understand it? Because it's clear. But I think the point we have here is that formalization has not been our practice. And that is why the Gold for Oil program is gradually, we are not seeing the impact. But if the current government bring out the legal committee and they invite the key institutions who look at policy, we can now look at it and come out with proper operational framework that will support the Gold for Oil. I don't think the government should end the Gold for Oil program, because it's clear. And at somewhere in June, the World Gold Council is inviting. I was shocked yesterday. I received an email from the World Gold Council that Ghana has been published officially, in the reserve program, and they stated that Ghana is among the top 5 countries that are practicing the domestic purchase program under the World Gold Council. And I was trying to check. In December, the central bank purchased 1 ton, which is 1,000 kilos of gold. So it means it's good. You understand? We can't stop it, but the challenge is changing of policies, changing of programs, and not bringing the right people on board is causing, because the miners are suffering. If you go to the mining site, the miners are suffering. You don't give money to one person that will go and buy gold, and that person, in a way, create 20 companies with his cousins, with his friends. And the main miner that is even paying dues to the small-scale miner association is not benefiting. Galamsey will continue. You understand? The government provided, I think we helped them in 2020 to launch the mercury-free machines. The question we need to ask ourselves, has there been any audit with the mercury-free machine that was the government supported the small-scale miners? If there's been audit, can we see, it's part of the transparency policy, can we see it? 2, how many produce or extraction during the process of the gold has these machines be able to produce and sold even to PMMC? Because the money was spent by the Minerals Commission. If we have 100 machines well displayed, we are happy, because something that we've been advocating. By the miner in the Western region, in Takwa, in the Nyanase, the machine get to him, and if the machine got to him, did he use mercury or he did not use mercury? So I hope you understand this.
Let me come in once again. There have been concerns within this particular, the extractive sector, that taxing the extractive sector, I mean, it's less. Yeah. What do you make of that? Quick, we are running out of time. Quick. Should it be increased, or there should be the need for us to reduce taxation within the extractive sector?
We need to reduce it. It needs to be reduced.
And wouldn't that impact?
No. Gold is the rare currency. The only thing that hold fluctuation of currency, you know, we have different type of currency. We have the M1, M2, M3. Gold is the only thing that can hold or that can back the economy. So why do you even want to add taxes to it?
The country needs money.
No. Why? BOG says they want to hold the FX so that there's not too much fluctuation of dollar in Ghana. So once BOG is holding the FX, they don't even care too much about how much they want to buy the gold, because the biggest headache is changing the cedi to dollar to even go import refined product and other commodities. So now, if I'm a miner, you've given me machines and I'm selling gold to you, why are you taxing me? Because I'm bringing you the actual currency. The actual currency is gold. If I'm exporting the gold, and if you look at it, you see that most of the gold that PMMC exported, they didn't pay tax on it. I don't know if you're aware. You don't need to, they didn't pay tax because they are holding their rare currency. Are you getting it? So the 1.5 that currently the exporters are paying, I think we still need to revisit it. Why? Because if the indigenous people are giving you back the gold, it means they are increasing production. Increase the production of the miners, formalize the system, and tell them that at the end of the day, you want all gold to come, so that even if the foreigner is coming and is bringing in FX, it goes to Bank of Ghana, and these people benefit. But increasing the taxes that we've seen, Ghana is very bad in terms of tax collection. So focus on the rare currency, and the rare currency is what? Is gold. And that's what we have as a country. So why are you wasting your time with other things that you are unable to even meet?
You spoke about formalization. You spoke about formalization. Yes. Then what else should help this sector again? Quick,
the international requirement.
Okay.
We shouldn't focus too much on LBMA. Now we have the responsible sourcing program in place. Okay. We need to call all the players together and create our own label.
So there should be some form of coordination.
Yes.
Okay.
The coordination is something that we need to look at now, so that we can have our own label, which is the hallmarking. Dubai that we are exporting our gold to is not a member of the LBMA. However, they go through the responsible sourcing and the formalization program. So it allows every refinery to comply by the law. So let's go by the policy we have, backed by the law, so that we can say, okay, Ghana today have produced their own gold label. Okay. So any gold that you even have in the village, you know that if you are selling the gold to somebody, ask, where is the label? There's no label on it. That means the gold we're having is fake or is not genuine. We don't have that. So until we have the gold label, it will allow Ghana to avoid all this guarantee, because the person knows that immediately he produces X amount of gold, PMMC is coming to give the stamp right at the refinery. And PMMC should not just sit in Accra. They should go out to the various mining districts and support these people by giving them the best advice. They should give them more money. The miners need more money. I don't think if you give money to a miner that have gone through the right process, the miner will still do galamsey. My brother, the miner is doing galamsey because you've not given him licenses. You've not given him the financial support. He have also heard that when the government says distribute money to people to buy gold, the money did not go to them. It goes to people that have no knowledge. They don't even have a license to buy gold. However, the money was given to them, and they formed their own companies, and they were selling gold. You expect galamsey to stop? No. So to do the right thing, and also I think the government should minimize the aspect of military. Technology is taking over. Okay. Look at what Elon Musk just did. In a second, he was supposed to use technology to close down several offices across Africa. Why are you always sending the military? The military should be part of us, but technology is one of the key things that if you ask the Chamber of Mines, they will tell you they have access to every coordinate in all the landscape. Why can't the government of Ghana introduce or implement such program so that we know the coordinate of every small-scale mining, rather than always talking too much about galamsey? I think that's what we need to do.
Grateful to have you, Doc. So we've been speaking to the executive director of the Ghana Gold Expo Foundation. He's in the person of Dr. Stephen Ackah. I mean, he's been running us through some of the issues within this particular sector, the extractive sector, and for that matter, gold. In this case, we've been talking about the gold for a year, and he's been calling for some form of coordination, which he believes could be of some critical help to Ghana's economy.